And we're live! Woohoo! Welcome along to the live stream, everybody. For those that don't know me, hello! I'm Gavin Hoey. I'm one of the presenters right here on Adorama TV, and you are watching Adorama Live. Anything will go wrong in the next hour or so, so thank you very much for joining me. Now, normally at this point we'd do a few hellos and bits and pieces, but today a little bit different. We've got some stuff to get through, and as you can see, I'm in a lovely living room. Imagine this is my living room and not my studio with some furniture in, because today we are doing portrait lighting on the go. So here's the scenario. It's that time of year when you might be traveling around and you need to take some lighting with you, because let's face it, if you ever go and do a family event or you're just away from home, you're going to be asked to take some photos from the minute anyone finds out you're a photographer. So I've got a kind of a living room set up here, and I'm going to use some of this stuff to take some photos. But before I get to that, I'm going to unpack my photography stuff. So let me pop, where am I going to put this? Here we go. So my theory for this was, if I can carry it, I can use it. So anything that I'm carrying in my bag is what I'm going to use, with the exception of my camera, which I had to set up before we went live. Everything else is going to be, well, not used. If I didn't bring it, I can't use it. That's my theory. So, before we say hello to everybody, let me just show you what I've got, because I've literally got nothing set up. So my travel kit consists of a few bits and pieces. You'll find links in the video description. If you're interested in everything I'm actually using here, go check out the video description for links to some of this stuff. And light stands. I've got a couple of travel light stands. So I got these from Flashpoint, and just so I couldn't forget what they were called, I actually left a sticker on them. So there you go. That's what it is. It is the Nano 8.5 foot aluminium light stand. Basically, it's the second cheapest one that Flashpoint do, which is pretty good, actually. So that's going to be one light stand. I've got another light stand that I'll set up whilst we're going through. My softbox. So quick question for those that have joined us early on the live. If you have, hello. You're traveling. What softbox from your collection are you going to bring with you? What's your softbox for travel? You're only one. You can only bring one softbox. You're traveling. What are you going to pack? I'll show you mine in a second. I bought a sandbag. Here it is. Look at that, because I know people get upset if I don't use a sandbag. What you do with this sandbag is you put water bottles in the little pockets. Let me go and put water bottles in. Done that. There you go. It's that quick and easy. And I definitely didn't have another one set up out of shot at all. No. That was that's how quick I did it. That's sandbag. I've got some lights. My lights of choice are going to be small and portable. So I'm using the Flashpoint Evolve 200 Pro and Pro Mark II. And I'm only going to use it with the Speedlight head, not the bare bulb, because bare bulbs are fragile. We're traveling, that's the idea. So I've got 2 of those. And what else have I got? I've got a couple of other bits in my bag. So basically, if it wouldn't fit in the bag, I didn't bring it. Okay, any softbox? Yeah. What do we got?
Well, I'll put them on the screen.
Okay.
So we've
32
got
inch?
32 inch, and then Steve said one I can fold down easiest.
Yes.
QRP90.
Don't know that one, but it sounds like a 90 centimetre. Oh, I like the 60 centimetre rice bowl.
Yeah.
That is a good choice.
Steve said the only one I have.
That's great. That's Festive. Yeah.
Oxbox 70 centimetre, Magma 24, Angler 24.
Yeah. Okay.
60 centimetre. Yeah, few of those. Strip box. The only one I have.
If you've only got one, that is a perfectly valid answer. Yeah, there you go. So quite a range of options. I'm going with my go-to if I'm travelling, which is the 12 by 36 inch quick softbox from Glow. There's a Parasnap version. If I had that, I would definitely take the Parasnap version because it goes even smaller. So that is my travel softbox, and you'll see why I'm using that as we go through this session. Right, I've got to put all this together. So in reverse order, we should say I'm not here on my own. Behind the camera, you can see them and you can hear them. I've got Sam and Freya. Give it up for Sam and Freya. Woo!
Hello. Hi, everyone. You didn't know we were here, did you? Yeah, we've had lots of replies to your softboxing, but we also had lots of people checking in before we started. So we've got wet Northumberland. Yeah, it's cold here rather than wet today, actually. Wisconsin, West Virginia, Sweden, Florida. There's lots of people from Sweden, actually. Southern California, cold Hampshire, yeah, Mark, we're very similar. Sunny Bermuda, we're very jealous then. Indianapolis, we've got Gloucester. Oh, we've got some happy Christmases. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, it's nearly Christmas. Germany, Belgium, Nashville, Kansas. He normally stops me by now.
I know.
You want me to carry on?
No, that's fine. I do normally stop you by now, but I've got quite a lot to set up. So I'm setting everything up as quickly as I can because I'm not here on my own, of course. I've got Chloe coming in a second, but we've got to prepare the room. So if you're doing this for real and you're traveling and you're setting up in a non-studio location, shall we say, this is the real world. This is what happens. All of this stuff has to travel with you. It all has to be set up. It all has to be broken down, and it all has to happen in a pretty short period of time. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Badly, because I'm rushing. There we go. One more. Okay. Lovely. We'll add the sandbag at the bottom for safety reasons. Perfect. Okay, so that's one light set. That's the other light set as well. Let's clear some room out here. We'll move some stuff out of the way. Let's put that out of the shot. Okay. Right, I've got one more thing to set up.
Your mic is catching a little bit.
Oh, is it my mic
yeah,
catching?
I'm not sure if it's where you're dashing around.
It probably is. I will try not to shout onto my mic and move around a bit slower, but it's probably rubbing on my shirt.
And a good point, it's what I do. Said that's a water bag, not a sandbag.
You can put sand in it, but I never recommend putting sand in your sandbag. Always put pebbles, gravel, something else. Sand just leaks out.
And,
okay.
Tyler asked, did you pack the light strainer?
No, I didn't pack the light strainer.
I don't think there was room.
There really wasn't. Oh, there is a...
Unless perhaps it's a gift for somebody at the other end.
Right, give it up for the amazing Chloe! Woo! Hiya, Chloe, in you come, have a seat for me. So Chloe is going to be the model for this travel photo session. It's weird bringing a model when you travel. That's not normally how it works, just to be clear. But there's plenty of times where I've traveled to models, so this is kind of relevant from that point of view. So the first thing I'm going to set up, and I've got 3 different light setups to do today. The first one is you're out taking pictures. People know you're a photographer and they say, can you do me a headshot? I just need a quick new picture. I just need something. You need a go-to. You always need a go-to that is your style and easy and quick and repeatable to set up. So this is my go-to. Okay, Chloe, you're right, by the way. Looking very festive. So I'm going to get my strip box and I'm going to have it in its horizontal position, and I'm going to put the back of the strip box really close to Chloe, something like that. I've put the background up. Notice that I'm using the sophisticated background support system, also known as the sofa or the couch.
Was that in your bag as well?
No. See, I'm going to use, that's a good point. I'm going to use stuff that we find in a house. And we're going to get that nice and high. Now, there's one really important thing. What's the most important thing I'm going to do before we get going with this setup? Stick it in the chat. The most important thing, because I've also got to reset my laptop so you can see what's happening. Okay. And also untangle my tether, because nothing could possibly go wrong. That's probably the wrong way, actually. Okay. So the most important thing is, whoa.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Turn the flash on. Did anybody put that?
Yes.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so, yeah. Turn flash on. Turn your strobe on, yeah. But we've also got black picture.
That's also true.
NFMP, of course. Yeah, they're all on it.
Yeah, that's also correct. And actually, you didn't have to turn the flash on for that. You can turn the flash off. So I'm going to dial in my default settings. So my settings today aren't going to change too much. I'm going to be at 250th of a second, f5.6 for a reasonable depth of field on this particular camera, which is a Micro Four Thirds Olympus OM system. And also ISO 200, the native ISO for this camera. Okay, no flash. Let's see if we get a picture on the screen. Should give me this. And that is actually a picture, believe it or not. Pretty good. We can tell it's a picture because it's got the EXIF dated down the bottom. I'm just going to make sure it is actually working as well. Let's just take a picture in that direction. Just see if that works. I have to press this button so they'll come on the screen. There we go. Okay. Try that again. So this is no flash, no picture. This is what it looks like when the flash doesn't fire. Now, the next picture I'm going to take might surprise you. Here we go, Chloe. Quick little test photo. This is the room lights. Now, when you're in a scenario where you've not been before, it's a new lighting setup for you, there is a chance that the ambient light might be absolutely perfect. So, I mean, I've seen worse. I've made worse. But it's not what we want. So that is the ambient light if I just let the camera do its own thing. That is my manual settings. Let's get my flash meter, which is not in my bag.
I think everyone else can see where it is but you.
Yeah.
So I didn't forget it. I put it in my back pocket.
So there was a lot of comments at the beginning.
About?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Nice tail.
I totally forgot. That's why it's bright red. Okay, let's pop this near your chin.
That's very Christmassy, isn't it? It's behind you. Pantomime style.
Only in the UK. I don't think pantomime makes it. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Those settings, nothing changed. So last time we had a black frame. Now we've got lights. Still got black in the background because, well, inverse square law, but we're not doing that this close to Christmas. Inverse square law means that the background basically disappears to black. Everything else is lit by the flash. Beautiful. We could stop there. We could literally stop there. Oops. Also tight on space, but we're going to add another one in. Let's add another light in because I brought 2 lights with me And the rule is, if you bought it, you must use it. And you've dragged it halfway around the country, you're definitely going to want to use it. So let's put a little separation light in like that. There we go. Now I've got a light in a strip box, and I've got the same light without anything on it. The strip box is on 1/32 power. I'm going to put that backlight to 256th power, as low as it goes. Okay, and you can see what that backlight does. Oh, look at that. It adds volume and hair. It's like a shampoo. It adds volume to your hair. But it does. Now, if that's too bright, I could always move the light plus the sandbag and water bottle sandbag further away to control how bright that light is. Okay, so I can just take it down a little bit. I could also make the key light brighter and then dial my aperture down. There's ways around everything in photography, but that's really nice. We could take a few photos like this, but this is my go-to. This is when people say, can I have something moody and stylish? And then what do they say next? It's a bit dark. It's a bit dark. Can I have it in white? Yes. We've got a white wall, but this pop-up background that I'm using from Flashpoint Glow, link in the description, has a white back. So it's like two. If you want a white, you can have a white, or you can have a texture, or if you're lucky, you might just have a white wall, which is what we've got. So if I get my background light, point it at the background, like that. Okay, now I don't want it at 256 power. Do you want to guess? What power do I need, as a pure guess, to actually make this go white? I actually don't know. Let's find out together, but whilst I'm guessing as well.
You've got a question?
Yeah, stick it in.
So basically asked, would moving the backlight backward be the same as reducing the flash power?
Yes, exactly it would. So the further light travels, the less intense it becomes. It's called the inverse square law, and we all love the inverse square law, but basically you can move a light further away. It changes its properties in other ways, but one of the changes is it becomes less bright.
You've had some answers.
Yeah, what have we got?
So we've got 1/16, 1/4, 1/32th, as you used to call it. Yes. And another.
Okay, let's see what we get. So I can tell you what we've got. Here we go. Pure white background at 1/16. Well done if you said 1/16. It's like you've seen these before. Okay, so that was backlight pointing at Chloe, backlight pointing at the wall. So we can mix this up. This is the art of being a good photographer. You can mix it up a little bit. It's a little bit flary. I could definitely tweak it, but given the time we've got today, beautiful. There we go. Chloe gets the headshots that she wants. Then I get to do the ones I want. So let's change it back again. Let's change it back. Let's pop that back up there. Because if you're going to have a textured background, you want to see the texture. What happens if I don't change anything but put the texture up? It's a good question. You should always ask yourself what happens if questions and then find out what happens if I do nothing at all but change the background. Well, it doesn't go white, but I don't like it. It's not wrong, I just don't like it. So it's a bit too bright. So let's pop it back down to where we were, 256th power, bottom of the range.
So we've had a comment from Photech Video. It's Andy in Gijon in Spain. I'm glad to be able to connect to the live instead of having to watch and record. Now, I saw a couple of people earlier. So anyone else new here?
Hola.
Anyone else made it to the live for the first time? Let us know.
I don't know, if only one of us spoke Spanish. I know it's me, isn't it? Yeah, so you're relying on me, Chloe. But oh, that's the floor. If anyone's wondering what the floor looks like,
Ian added a comment as well. A white wall can make it easier by using on-camera flash by bouncing it off the wall.
Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You can definitely do that as well. This is not a definitive list of things you can do. Thank goodness for that. It'd go on forever, wouldn't it? It is an option of things I might do. Okay, so I brought two lenses with me in my bag. Remember, if it's not in my bag, I'm not using it. So I've also bought a 45mm f1.2 which I'm going to use f1.4. And if I change absolutely nothing, we're going to do this. So that is nothing changed from the last picture. Now, this is a bit of a problem because remember that no flash, no picture thing? If you were here at the start, this is the exposure, and it's very nearly black actually. It's pretty good. It's not that bright in here. Surprising, really. I think we may have lost a light somewhere. Anyway, I'm going to take my aperture. Nope, I'm going to take my aperture and leave it alone. I'm going to take my shutter speed and put it to 2,000th of a second. I'm going to turn on high speed sync and hope for the best.
We've got quite a few first-time watchers.
Hey, if you're a first-time watcher.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome along, guys. It's great.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. Very, very good. And a question as well.
Okay,
so
far away.
Joe
We'll take a few
asked,
photos.
how many lenses do you normally carry when on the go?
It depends on the job. So whatever I'm doing. So I usually take a 12 to 40 millimeter on an OM system or an equivalent if I'm using a different brand. So that's like a 24 to 80 millimeter on most other brands of camera. I'll take a longer lens, so up to a sort of 150, 200 millimeter lens, and I'll take a wider lens. And if I'm going on a workshop, I will take a fisheye. Why would you take a fisheye on a workshop? Because nobody else does. And when you're doing things like that, what you want are pictures that nobody else gets. So bear that in mind. Beautiful. Now, there's a bunch of things I'm going to trip over as I go out of the picture. So I'm going to not fall over. Beautiful, love it.
Is it replicating when you go around someone's house? You don't, move stuff around to try and make a space.
Yeah, there's a few pillows and cushions on the floor, rugs and bits and pieces, and you've tied yourself in a knot. Okay, so that's kind of nice. I like that. That's pretty good. I think we could probably make this a little bit more festive because it's that time of year, and I think we should. Chloe is wearing a sparkly top. Woo! It's pretty sparkly. Not all of it's on the floor yet either. It is shedding a bit, but yeah, it'll be fine. So we're going to try and match that. I've got this idea in my head to try and match that sparkly effect. Now, to do it, I need to change a couple of things. So the first thing I need to change is the lens. Why do we always do this as photographers? Why do we always change lenses immediately? It's like, yep, I've done 3 pictures with that lens, let's swap it over. We're never happy.
So, got a question about the case from Danny. What case are you using to transport your gear?
I think it's in the link actually,
Is it?
Danny. Yeah, I think I put this one in the link. It's a timber rolling something or other. I got this, such a long time ago. So it's still made. I checked with Adorama. It's still on their website. It has been dragged through everything you can imagine, washed down, and it keeps going. So I can definitely recommend the timber rolling whatever this is. Okay, so I'm back to my 12 to 40 millimeter, 24 to 80. I'm going to change my aperture to f8. Why will become clear in a minute. I'm going to turn this light off and move it out the way.
I actually got a question about the lenses as well.
Yeah, far away.
Emmanuel asks, what is the perfect lens for classic portraits?
Yep.
85 millimeters, 100 millimeters, or 50?
I mean, the honest answer is yes, all of those. It depends what you define as classic. I mean, if you ask photographers, they will give you the stock answer, which is probably 85. But that doesn't necessarily hold true. It depends on your taste. So if you want the classic answer for classic portraits, 85. But why do what everybody else does? Try it and make your own mind up. Borrow somebody else's. Right, okay, where are we going to be? So we're going to be back to 250th of a second. We don't need high-speed sync. In fact, I can turn that off on the transmitter just to be on the safe side. And I'm going to be at f8. I could get my flash meter. I travel with a flash meter. I really feel lost without one, but I'll do it by trial and error for this particular setup. And that is surprisingly close. 1/16th power. That's pretty good. Is it in focus? Yes. Is it correctly exposed? Full credit to Chloe's eye makeup. Superb. Okay, I reckon that's probably about right. Yep, I have no idea where that came from either. Let's put that back over there. There we go. So we've got all this dark area that I want to fill with Christmas cheer and sparkle. So festive sparkle, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it with another flash. So there's some unwritten rules in photography. One of the best unwritten rules is never shoot into the light. Have you heard that one? Never shoot into the light. Good. If you've heard it, ignore it, break it. You learn the rules and then break the rules. So I'm going to shoot straight into the light at f8, 250th of a second. This may go horribly wrong, Chloe. Here we go. Quick little test photo. Okay, we've got a little bit of haze. That's right. Let's take this up to 30-second power. That was 256 power. 30-second power, what's going to happen? I'm going to get a bit more haze. Here we go. And if I get this absolutely right, which is really hard, let's put the grid on it. Hang on. I want to get that background as dark as I possibly can. I have a picture in my mind. I'm not sure we can achieve it, but we're going to try. You'll know it when you see it. Okay, that's going to take away a bit of light. So let's find out how much. A stop is the usual amount of light you lose from a grid. Chloe, I'm popping this near your chin. And I've got to remember I'm at F8, not F5.6. Okay, we're up to 1/8 power. Near enough. Okay. Okay, here we go. Are they there? Oh, they're not there. Usually we'll get a few sparkles. So usually, it doesn't always work. Oh, I guess this might be that exact moment. Oh yeah. Definitely not working. Oh, did we have this working earlier? Did it work first time? No. However, I have a plan B. Life doesn't go to plan. Always have a plan B. So I was hoping to get little bokeh circles going in, little bits of shininess. If that doesn't work, try something different. So my flash, sticking on an orange gel, which I had in my bag. Okay, so small orange gel completely covering the surface of the flash. Okay, let's see, F8, 2/50th of a second. Too bright, too much. And this is still going to give me the flare, but there we go, now it's working. Okay, suddenly it starts to work. Will I be able to do that again? Probably not, because I've just moved everything away. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Let's take a few pictures.
So Ian had said a piece of pantyhose stretched over the lens can give you a similar effect, creating starbursts.
I hate it when I do that with my pantyhose. They stretch so badly when you do that.
I don't think he means yours.
Oh, okay. I thought Ian knew me too well. Okay, so it's a bit of a lottery. Sometimes we're getting it, sometimes we're not. We're going to give Chloe a prop. There were some books on the table when we came in. Chloe, have a book. Oh, in fact, tell you what, have a lot of books. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. So even though it's not quite giving me what I'm after, I genuinely like that. I think that's really soft and mellow. It's sharp. If you're wondering, is that sharp? This is not like putting a nylon, I don't know what the right word is, stocking over the over the lens. This is definitely a different thing. And if you get it just right, you might get a little bit of a starburst. You never know. Little bokeh balls. But maybe not. Oh, there we go. Boom. There they are.
It seems to work when you
You reckon it's very flat? Should we give it one more go?
Great instruction from Chloe. Good. No. That's very good.
Okay, I'm also going to take my aperture to f11, which will make the bokeh a little smaller, so completely flat. How's that? Ah, well, to be fair, they're definitely there. I just need to make it brighter. There we go.
The importance of listening to your model.
I did it.
Oh, God, I'm never going to hear the end of this. Right, we're going to stop there because it's kind of working, kind of not. But that's kind of fun. But that's the kind of the thing. You take a chance, have a little go. You're away from home, have an experimentation. Try something you haven't done before. I quite enjoyed that. That was fun. There we go. Let's have a little look. There. Yeah, see? Yeah. Pretty cool. So that is the internal shape of the aperture, is what you're seeing there. So that is what my lens looks like at f11 if you could look at the aperture blades. Right, okay, let's do something completely different. Let's get you off the chair. You can pop the books over there somewhere. Let's move this out the way. Now, if you're just joining us, hello. Where have you been? You missed half an hour. Don't worry, we've got half an hour to go, so you've got plenty of time left.
So Max has asked a question.
Go, Max.
Could a continuous light help to control the bokeh ball effect?
Yeah, you can get exactly the same effect with continuous light. The key is to have a really dark background. So the darker you can make your background, the more you're going to see that effect. And you need a lot more light than you think you're going to need beaming down the lens. It's definitely a trial and error thing, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with trial and error. Right, okay, so this place, this lovely apartment that we're in, it's my studio, but let's pretend. This lovely apartment is fitted out with fantastic sofa. Would you like to have a seat? So we're going to use this, use what you find, as well as white walls. So we could do all sorts of things at this point. We could do something safe. Let's do something safe before you get creative.
So Richard said, you make it seem too easy folding that thing.
Oh, yes.
He's had a lot of practice, Richard.
So, Richard, honestly, if you're travelling with a collapsible background, practice that before you travel, because otherwise you'll be travelling home with it expanded. I literally did that the first time I did a job on location, and it was like, I can't get it back in the car. I mean, I did. Couldn't see out the rear window, but never mind. Okay. So we could do something really sensible, really safe. Let's turn this one off and move it out the way. And we'll find a camera. Here we go. And we'll turn B off and just have the main light. Okay, so at some point, that's what you want. You just want a safe, sensible picture. Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin. Here we go. F10. No, we want to be back to F5.6. Because I can save the planet by getting my flash down to 1/8 power. F5.6. Okay, let's see how it looks. Here we go. This is going to be so exciting. Oh boy. Well, anyway, thanks for coming, everybody.
You're still clipping your mic a little bit.
Am I
whether
still?
you want to just try reattaching it, maybe?
Oh, we can move it around a little bit. Hang on a second.
Muted so no one gets deafened by the noise.
Reattach it.
Yeah, actually, Andy has put that mic crackle noise sounds like a loose connection or broken.
Let me know if this still crackles and we'll switch out microphones, because if you're live, you always have a backup something hanging around somewhere, which I do. So, okay, hang on a minute. Should we try?
Yes, the dad dancing is helping. Yes.
How's that?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, cool. That's how you got to test it. It's in the manual. That's how you test it. Yeah. Don't judge me. Okay, maybe it'd be better as a vertical. You never know. Perhaps it would look good as a vertical. Well, I think it looks better as a vertical, given the option. Maybe it'd look good as a black and white. Black and white fixes everything, doesn't it? Everything looks more classy and creative in black and white. Actually, it does. That's not too bad. Maybe if we do like a false colour, kind of retro colour thing. Oh, that's way too bright, but nonetheless, quite like it. Okay, you know, it's okay. We could work this scene and we could probably get something out of it. I mean, it's all right.
So we've got a new one here.
Yes.
From Gweneil. GDNC, Gavin's dance, no crackle.
That's good to know.
You've got some amazing moves, apparently. Nice moves. Don't encourage him, everyone, please.
Thank you. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll tell you, that was all the rage in the discotheques in the 1980s when I was there. Quite the floor filler. Well, was the floor emptier. So that's, you know, no one could compete with me. Right, okay, what about if we put a grid on it? A grid, I mean, how much more professional do I look now? I've got a grid, okay? It does sound daft, but if you're working away from home and you're working with people that aren't used to being photographed, it can be small things like that that give them confidence in your ability. Whether it actually does what you think it's going to do is another story completely, but nonetheless, confidence is half the battle. So, okay, Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin. That's going to take probably a stop away. And that little on-off thing, you have to turn it off and on a minute. Every now and again, it's really important that you turn it off. And no one's really believing that, are they? No, I thought not. Worth a try, though. Okay. Right, let's see what we got. So, f5.6. Okay, look, I mean, that is better. What do we think? That's definitely more stylish just by adding the shadows into the shot. Definitely feels a bit more stylish. I reckon we can go a little bit brighter despite how my meter is reading. I reckon we're getting somewhere a little bit more. I mean, honestly, Chloe, these are supposed to be the bad pictures. You do remember this is the bad bit? Okay, so that's all right. I want to put a little bit of fill light in. It's a bit dark in the shadowy area, but luckily I have a second flash, so I can do exactly that. And by chance, it's pointing straight up at the ceiling, which is actually where I'm going to put my fill light. So you might think with a fill light, you want to do this, yeah? Oh, you don't want the orange gel. Or maybe you do, but... So you might think you want to fill in the shadows, so you want to put a light on this side, filling in the shadows. Yeah, does that make sense? Can we get that camera up there so we can see? There we go. Okay, key light casts shadows over here. This light fills in the shadows. Do not do this. Don't do this. Just to be clear, I'm doing this so you don't have to. Oh, we'll do turn it on though. Okay. Right, we'll put it down low. Our main light is on 1/8 power. That is a bare light, so it's going to go 256, 1/28. It's going to be right at the low end of the power range. Okay. It filled in the shadows. We can see Chloe actually has brown trousers on. And we can also see a massive shadow over here. That is not what I was after compared to that. So it just doesn't feel as polished, as good. It's you know, subjective. Subjective. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. So I'm going to bounce it off the ceiling instead. Let's get soft fill light. So a quick question for the chat. This is at f5.6, the main lights. What exposure in F numbers do you think I want for this fill? Give me an idea. What do you think? Fill light, same as this one? Maybe it's the same, f5.6. Maybe I need to go brighter because it's really dark. So maybe I need more light to fill the shadows. No, not more, go less. Definitely go less. Okay, let's turn off the main light. Let's find the fill light. Here we go.
You've had some answers.
Oh, good. Let me know. I was starting to worry it was just the two of us for a minute.
2.8.
2.8.
4.
Yep.
I've had a couple of F8s. F11. 2 stops below. 2 stops below. 11. 7.1. 72.8.
that may be a minute.
Might have been a typo, yeah. 11, 11, 11, 2.8. Yeah.
Okay, not sure I can get this to go to 11. Let's see if I can get this to go all the way to 11. Okay, the closest I can get to is to 8, but that's close enough.
Joe said, might have missed it, but is there a gel on the camera or light to make it look greenish blue? But I think that was an effect in the camera.
It's an in-camera effect, so I've just dialed in a little bit of green blue in the camera. I'm shooting RAW files, so none of that comes through. It just gives me a guide for how I might want to edit my images in the long run. I'll turn that off because a good point, that probably isn't helping right now. So let's turn that off. So this is F11. If I have F11 on my fill light and F5.6 on my main light, here we go, I end up with that. Okay, that's not what I want. I've lost
school photos.
It's what?
School photos.
It does look very flat. I mean, it's beautifully flat. It's actually quite nice if that's what you want. But I want that shadow, so I actually don't want more light from my fill, I want less. So everybody that said F2.8, I'm with you at F2.8. I just need to get back there. Hang on 1 second. Pop this near your chin. And just have the fill light only. Otherwise I'm metering both. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's get that right. F2.8. Bear with me. Okay. Here we go. F2.8. This is the fill, just the fill on its own, doing nothing more, just the fill light. So that is my darkest possible shadows. And then we're going to add in the key light. Here we go. Which is going to be F5.6 when I get there. I did have it, but then I adjusted the wrong one. I was hoping no one would notice and I could do that really quickly and look professional. Okay. So there we go. So now we have the fill light and the key light working together. I think F2.8 is too much. You are allowed to change your mind. So I'm going to go down to F2 for my fill light, 3 stops under. So my fill light is now 3 stops below the key light. And I reckon that's just enough. Beautiful. And if you want to see what it would look like in black and white, because there's a chance I might make these black and white, because I think black and white would look really good. Just take a little baby step, yeah, shuffle that way. Symmetry is kind of really important for these. Okay, that's not bad. Should we up this a notch? Okay, here we go.
So Joe asked a question, said you might have answered this already, but what light stand do you use on the go? So I think the ones that you're using are in the description, but he also asked, do you prefer the thin straight legs or the round leg style?
I mean, I've got the thin legs, so I'm kind of preferring those at the moment, but I can see your point. The round tubular ones will give you a little bit more strength, particularly if you can get the carbon fibre one. So Flashpoint do a carbon fibre version of this, and that would probably be the one I'd go for, but I can't say because I've not used them. Right, okay, so I've put the rug that was over there, over here, because that's going to give me a bit of symmetry. It's also lighter on the floor. I'm also going to adjust how we light this. So let's turn off the fill light and let's get creative. Right, I need a couple of things to make this work. First thing I need is a stool and a cushion. Okay.
So Tracy's put, emergency, it's the Hoey rug again.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to send it to you, Tracy, and then I realised I actually need it, yeah. I know, who knew? Okay, so...
Alan has put, with those 2 lights, I'd be tempted to try the bare flash as the main and use the softbox for fill.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Give it a whirl. If we weren't time limited, I would definitely give that a try. So let's see where we're at. I'm going to take that light down maybe to 1/16th power. I'm going to have to guess this. Now, what I'd like is a boom. I'd like to boom this out.
We can go boom. Yeah?
Thought you were volunteering us to
You're
hold it.
literally going to volunteer
I don't
for what
want
I'm
to do
about
that.
to do.
What?
We're busy.
We're busy.
We're very busy.
So I don't have a boom in my travel kit because, well, they take up a lot of room. So I'm going to have to use the next best thing, which is a human boom arm. Human boom arm.
Boomin'.
A booming arm. Oh, goodness. Okay. Now, ideally, you'd find somebody else to come and do this, but both Freya and Sam are busy. So I guess it's down to me to do this. Let's tighten that up and lengthen that up. Right, this could go horribly wrong. And one of us could be getting a hernia for Christmas. This is what the cushion's for. Right. Let's see if we can knock anything down. If anything falls off the ceiling, grab it. Yeah? Okay, cool. Right. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh, what do you mean? Everything's fine. Stop worrying about it. It's all right. Okay, let's go wide. Let's go in like this. Let's just see if it works first of all. Okay, I'm in black and white, which I did not want to be in. I'm going to put it in that fun colour mode. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, I need a lot more power out of that. That's fine, we can do that. This is surprisingly easier than you might imagine.
Got some great comments. Add a belt and it will work.
Okay, here we go.
Is Chloe getting danger money?
Wait,
She always gets
Is
danger
it going to
money
hit you if I drop it?
Does Chloe get a hard hat just in case? Fishing, yes, Tim. We think it does look like a fishing rod, yeah.
Yeah, this is what you have to do. You know, you've got to make these sacrifices and make this work. Oh, this is actually getting more uncomfortable as we're going, but you know, I'm just gonna do that for a second. Oh, that's where you feel it, surprisingly. Okay, here we go. I'm also aware that I've got a microphone on, so heavy breathing, not a good look or sound. Whoop. If it's in my shot, so I've got to lift it up. I can literally see it. That's it. Okay, how's that?
I actually thought it looked quite cool in the shot.
Okay. Well, there's a one-off. I'm not doing that again. Whew. Let's put that back up so we don't...
Joe's put a workout video with Gavin Hoey coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Not the lycra, no.
That's it. Yeah, we'll do 6-minute abs. It'll be fine. Okay. Actually, I'll leave Ab to do the 6 minutes abs. He's probably much better than that. So,
And then
the name for it.
David said, love the low angle. Yeah, it looked really cool.
Thank you, David. Yeah. Yes. Getting down to Chloe's, particularly with a wide lens, getting down to Chloe's height makes a huge difference. I could definitely have added another stop, but hey, you saw the fun circumstances. Really good, but it gives it a little bit of dynamism, and it was at the 12mm, which is a 24mm equivalent end. That light-coloured rug made a huge and important difference to the picture. Okay, so let's set one. Should we go straight? Let's go straight to the end because I think I can't do the next one. So I'm going to clear this out of the way. Just going to put that. We just leave that there. Is that okay? Is that...
No, you can't leave it there. You already put the light in front of one of my cameras for too long.
Just sit here. How's that? Right, okay. 10 minutes to go. I'll put that rug back. That's actually the rug in the hall. I'm just going to put it back in the hall. There you go. Right, okay, so we've got a background. Where's my pop-up background? Let's grab my pop-up background. Thank you very much. Lovely. Ta-da, pop-up background.
Yeah, Michael said that bench is the same width as my screen. Yeah, thanks, Michael. I think you'd forgotten that one today.
It hadn't really come up, had it? So somebody should have asked me how long the travel light stands are, because when I was looking to get one, that was the first thing I checked. And weirdly, they're 22 inches, which is about the same size as some people's screens. So, right, so we're going to pop that as a background. And then, yeah, over here, when we walked in, there was this lovely table. Let's bring this into the photo. Let's use this. So I'm going to use the table to be part of the image. So here's what we're going to do. Easy, huh? I can't see the... Hang on a minute. I can't see my confidence monitor. That's better. Oh, that's worse, isn't it? Hang on. Nothing to see, literally, nothing to see here. Got it. Hey, a bit of clear space makes all the difference. So, Chloe, what I'd like you to do is if you can just sort of sit down, sometimes it's easier to show, you're just going to sort of sit down on the floor like this. Okay? Also, if you're working with someone who is not experienced, she's heard my crazy ideas and more before, so nothing surprises her. Showing somebody what you want them to do definitely makes it clearer that it's not A, a really mad idea, and B, you'll get to what you want quicker. Right,
We've had a couple of questions about the things you're using,
yes,
like the flash and the background, but it's all in the video description if you want to go and check it out, guys.
I'm 99% sure it is.
Look, you were very confident earlier.
Oh yeah, it's slowly slipping as the hour's going on. Right, okay, so we've got a great idea here. We've got the circle of the table, and the colour is very in keeping with the background. So we have this similar colour, but circles and curves are always something to find and use in your picture. In this case, it's a coffee table. Why not? It fits in with the background really nicely. It fits in with what Chloe's wearing. It's almost like we gave her some direction before we started. So that's kind of good. But let's say we're going to use just one light for now. Where should I put the light? Should it go on the camera right? Should it go in the middle or on the camera left? Do you want to give me the top camera up there? There we go. So that is camera left because it's on the left as the camera sees it. In the middle because, well, you can figure that one. And on the camera right because it's on the right-hand side as the camera sees it. Which is going to be the place? Where do you think we're going to get the best results? Bearing in mind, results are a subjective answer, but let's see if we have an audience point of view.
Right, we've got some answers.
Yes, good.
So we've got right, we've got left, right, left, right because the table is there, left because of her hair. Try all three.
Finally, yes, that's exactly what we are going to do that, obviously.
Left. Yeah, so a mixed bag.
A mixed bag, and that's good because that is photographers for you. You asked a group of photographers and you'll get a group of answers. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin, but first of all, can I ask, can you see through here and... Yeah, so I'm asking whether Chloe can see the white of the softbox. If she can, light will reach her. Chloe, I'm popping this near your chin. F5.6. In case anyone doesn't believe what... Should I turn that light on? There we go. Oh, I can't... there we are. How's that? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it's focusing on Chloe because it's got face detect on. Yes. Ta-da! Okay. Oh, that says... Oh, now it's reading the... Because the LED that I'm using to light that with flickered. It's reading the flicker. Should have thought about that. Right, cover Chloe's face, put that in the middle, do not turn on the LED. Okay, there we are, f5.6. So my same flash settings, 250th, ISO 200, f5.6. That's going to mean that the next picture I take is going to be correctly exposed. That doesn't mean it's correct. It just means it's correctly exposed and consistently exposed. You can change your mind. Okay, here we go. Oh, and also I'm going to take away the colour. Let's just go back to classic warm. Okay, so that is camera right. Okay, flash is coming in from the right-hand side. It's hitting the table, which is slightly glossy, bouncing back in. Not sure about that. Let's try camera flash center. Okay, here we go. Marvelous. Yeah, that doesn't work. I don't think we need to explain why that doesn't work. I am not booming it again. I don't think I need to explain why that is either. Okay, this is camera right. I don't have to check my exposure because I'm keeping the distance roughly the same. The angle might change, but as long as the distance stays roughly the same, then my light is going to stay roughly correctly exposed. It needs tweaking, but I agree. I think the shadow coming off of Chloe and her hair is definitely better that way round. So that's what we're going to do. Let's adjust the position. Let's get it in close. Here we go. And let's take a meter reading for that. How are we doing? We've got 4 minutes to go. We can do this in 4 minutes. Okay, if you're still with me and you haven't clicked the like button, you know, seriously, give it a click. What's the worst that can happen? Actually, the worst that can happen is you can get to see one of Daniel's videos, live streams in a couple of weeks' time, and that doesn't sound that bad to me. Okay, that's nice. That's pretty good. So we're getting somewhere here. The background is quite interesting. Oh, you're right there. You can relax a second. I'm actually going to flip. Can we have the top camera? There we go. Can you see that the background is naturally, by design, darker on this edge, lighter on that side? Okay. Let's see how that affects my picture. There we go. So can you see it's just a little bit lighter over her shoulder, just a hint. I can also angle that a little bit. Ooh. Move it around. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, really nice. There's another reason I'm using two Evolve 200s for this setup. There's only one firing at the moment, but I've carried two on my little location trip away, and that's because they use the same batteries, the same heads. If anything happens to one, I've got a backup that is an exact match. And if I need a spare battery, I can take one spare battery that will work on both the flashes. So it's just less to carry. When you're traveling, you need to have everything covered, but also you don't want to take a million things with you. Okay, really important picture coming up. Absolutely the most important picture we're going to take is this one and this one. Why are those important? Because they show you exactly what's going on and you can share them on social media or with the person who you are photographing. Can we flick your hair back behind the, I was going to call it the circle, but it's the coffee table. Beautiful. And also I should move my feet because we don't move our feet enough. So what happens if I come in from the right? Let's see. Nice. Really nice. Okay, so we're pretty much at the end. If anyone's got any questions, you got about a minute to get them in. Beautiful. Should do vertical as well. I always forget vertical, vertical, vertical. Doesn't work so well when you're live streaming, but a vertical is absolutely social media, isn't it? Kind of nice. I like that. That's pretty good. 30 seconds. What happens if I take the grid off? What happens if? What happens if? What happens if I take the grid off? I've got to take it off. I've got to put it back in the bag.
So Michael asked what Gavin asked Santa for Christmas.
World peace. I don't know. I didn't really.
I think he just wanted chocolate, actually, Michael, to be honest.
Yeah, world peace and chocolate.
It's quite grumpy when it runs out of chocolate.
Okay, so without the grid, we get a much flatter light, as you would expect. And also much brighter lights, but I've adjusted my settings. Okay, so we're pretty much at the end of the session, so I'm going to take a couple of more pictures and then stop. Beautiful. Okay, let's stop there because that's nice. Fantastic. So there we go. Chloe, amazing. Thank you very much. Give it up for Chloe. Woo! Superb. So that brings us to the end of our little creative portraits on the go session. It really is a matter of making the most of what you've got. When you're out of your comfort zone, when you're out of your usual space, things don't always go to plan, but that's all part of the fun. Right, okay, that brings us to the end of this session now. If you want more from Adorama, we have the Adorama Events channel where we stream everything from the real Adorama event space. You can even visit yourself if you're in New York. Go say hi to the team there. We're going to be back here in 4 weeks' time. 16th of January.
16th of January is our next live.
So we're going to be back in the new year. Give it up for the amazing Chloe. You'll find links to Chloe in the video description along with everything else. And then behind the scenes, Freya on the Super Switcher, Sam on the comments.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for coming along. I hope you all have a nice holiday, Christmas, whatever you want to call it. Have a nice break. Hope you get some snow if you want snow.
No, we don't. Definitely not. Okay, so thank you very much, and we will see you in the new year. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.